I can only imagine that this is probably the face that Omarosa is wearing right about now. And I had kind of like not worried about her for a while. But a while back I was wondering, where the hell is Omarosa? Like, she was kind of quiet lately. Like, we haven't heard from her in a couple months. Well, now, the next time we hear about her, which is today, is that she has been fired from the Trump administration. She no longer is holding that position as the leader of the African American Coalition, whatever the fuck that was. I know that the title is all fucked up, but it was just a fucked up title to begin with. Like, it was out of thin air. Like, they just pulled that one out of their ass. Like, we was like, what is that? And second of all, why the hell would you pick someone like Omarosa to do that? That woman really doesn't have any ties to black people except for the fact that she's black herself. That surprises me that she even acknowledges that she's black. She just seems like the type that just wouldn't say it. So, I'm about to read this story that's coming from the Daily Mail. It says, enough was enough. Omarosa tells Trump she is quitting his White House after Roy Moore fiasco, and more aides will follow her. But something tells me she didn't just straight up quit. Something tells me she was pushed out. Omarosa Manigault is leaving the administration on the anniversary of 45's inauguration, which will be on January 20th of next year. And so are a handful of other aides. A senior White House official told DailyMail.com that Manigault had a chance to speak to the president, whom she appeared on with the reality show The Apprentice, and is leaving the service on positive terms. Manigault opted to leave after the president endorsed an Alabama Republican accused of sexually assaulting and harassing teens. Hold on. Hold the hell on. Omarosa, you mean to tell me that the reason that you're leaving the Trump administration is because he chose to support Roy Moore, even though it all came out that he was sexually molesting these teens, and you know that 45 has a history of sexually assaulting women himself? Well, ain't that some shit? If that's the case, she should have been left, or better yet, she should have never even joined the damn team. Moore was also hit with charges of racism, and after he said in unearthed remarks that the 10th Amendment should be abolished. So now you are complaining about his racism. 45 has a long racist history, and you still decided to be a part of his cabinet. She says, after Roy Moore, enough was enough. A rumor was afoot on Wednesday morning that Manigault had been fired and escorted off the premises the evening before, but the White House quickly confirmed the forthcoming departure of 43-year-old staffer who quickly became a lightning rod for controversy in the Trump administration. Omarosa Manigault Newman resigned yesterday to pursue other opportunities. Her departure will not be effective until January 20th, 2018. We wish her the best in future endeavors and are grateful for her service. Manigault struggled in the administration where she was the only senior African American staffer, and something tells me her selfish, wicked ass preferred it that way. She stayed on past the president's comment that there were very fine people on both sides of a Charlottesville race riot, a remark that was interpreted by many as racially insensitive. And she stood by his side through a verbal assault on football players who kneeled for the national anthem in protest of police brutality against African Americans. This article is really actually taking jabs at her, and I love it. By the time Trump fought with an African-American Gold Star widow whose husband died in the line of duty, Omarosa's patient was wearing thin. However, she is set to leave the White House on January 20th, 2018, her 1 year marking administration and Trump's anniversary in the Oval Office. At least 4 more officials will make their exit than 2, a White House official said. Those names were not disclosed. Dina Powell, the Deputy National Security Advisor, has already said she will resign early next year. She is not one of the 4 undisclosed staffers who are also leaving. Well, that's what Omarosa gets. That is exactly what the hell she gets. I mean, did she actually think that she would last. I thought, when I saw Omarosa was a part of his little team or whatever, looked at that shit and all I could do was just laugh. All in all, the last thing I have to say to Omarosa is,
Goofy, I warned you. You're